Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Impressions video, and this time I'm going to be talking about a game on the Xbox 360, and that is Entaku no Seito, which is Students of the Round. And this is an Xbox 360 exclusive in Japan, so it's a Japanese-only 360 game, and it's a first-person dungeon crawler, which you don't see a lot of on the HD consoles. They exist. There's more on the PS3 than on the Xbox because they're mainly existing only in Japan, where first-person dungeon crawlers are still relatively popular. I mean, popular enough to put out a game at least. I think this game wouldn't sell at all in the U.S. It's not a popular genre, at least on consoles, which is sad because it's one of my favorite genres. And the thing with this game is that it has a lot of elements that are similar to games like Wizardry. It's kind of like a it's like a entry level Wizardry game. It is the best way I can explain it. It's not too difficult. Um, you can probably clear it in about 30 hours if you just kind of play through the story and don't like go nuts with the grinding or trying to find secret stuff. You could probably clear it faster than even if you really wanted to. It's not incredibly difficult either. The mazes aren't that hard. It's really like if you've never played a first-person dungeon crawler and you really wanted to try one out, this would be a good game. It's to start you into the kind of level of difficulty for kind of my first um, first person dungeon crawler, that kind of thing. That's how I'd think of this game. It wasn't so difficult. I didn't have any trouble with it. There were points where I'd get to bosses and I'd kill them in 2 hits. So I mean, it's like I was playing it like a wizardry game, and it's much easier than that. So I ended up being way overpowered throughout the entire game. But besides that, it's actually quite fun. There's a lot of elements that are quite interesting. First I mentioned it's a first-person dungeon crawler, but it has a party of 6, 3 in the front, 3 in the back, and their kind of stats are at the bottom of the screen, and it plays through like wizardry. So you'll have rows of enemies that attack you, and everything will come up as text what happens. It's not it's pretty classic. It's like a wizardry clone almost. um, if you've ever played any of the wizardry games on the PS2, it's quite similar to those. So you know it's overall it's a pretty good game. Let me think about some elements that are interesting about the game, though. First, besides the kind of set characters you have some extra things that are cool. That you can multi-class. So later in the game, you'll get to a certain level where you'll be able to pick a second class for your character. It means that you'll level up half as fast, but you get 2 classes that level. But it's cool. So you can you have like too many classes to have every one of every type in your party, but you can make somebody who's a fighter slash healer, or you can make someone who is like a mage slash alchemist, and it'll give you the extra abilities. And if you're willing to grind, you can have someone who's powerful enough to do the high level attacks for each party, which makes your party really balanced. So that was a kind of cool element that I enjoyed about this. Another thing is that like something like Persona, it kind of has this kind of relationship building thing where everybody has a level of how close you are to them, and special events happen when you're at certain levels, so they'll learn special abilities, and you'll have different types of kind of interactions with them. They'll gain more experience from killing monsters if you have a better relationship, and it's all based on food, which is yeah, kind of interesting. Like in of course, the questions will come up, or you'll have the relationship meters will go up or down depending on your answer, and but also you can raise their like friendliness by having meals with them. So you sit down at the kind of round table, which is like, the students of the round table, but and all the different people have their different types of foods that they like. So you can, some people are vegetarians, so they don't like meat, and some people don't like sweet foods, and some people love sweet foods, and some people like alcohol. So like if you give them the correct thing, they'll get like a huge bonus, and you can sometimes like raise people's levels that way, which is also helpful. So, with those elements and plus your standard like lots of dungeon crawling, it's actually like quite a fun game. There's actually easy ways to grind too. It's like set up in a way that there's things called trap points where there's you can trap monsters to fight. So you just set down like a kind of food item and the monsters will come. So you can easily kind of grind levels if you feel like you're too weak. And each stage has like a kind of setup where you can there's 2 trap points usually close by where you can just kind of go back and forth and level up quickly if you're not leveled enough, which it's pretty good design for kind of a easy to play first person dungeon crawler. So yeah, overall I beat this game. I think it took me about 50 hours, but then again, if you played for 50 hours like I did on the regular level, you'll find that it's super easy because you're way over leveled and you can kill everything in 2 or 3 hits. So the bosses, I mean, there's like kind of skills you learn later in the game that make any type of strategy worthless because you can just destroy everything. So but there is like a second level to it. There's like a master level that you can play after you've beaten the game once, and it's like hard mode. It's like or normal first person dungeon crawler mode, I think. Normal difficulty. It would but all your stats and levels inherit into that, which gives you an idea of how difficult it is on the master level. So the master level is a lot of fun if you want to try that after beating the game, but you might not want to after playing 30 hours of a game. 30 hours for first person dungeon crawler for me is short, but again, I didn't play this one for 30. So in the end, Students of the Round, you probably couldn't play it not very well without some kind of translation guide. I don't know if there is such a thing, but if there is, there's a PC version also, which probably would have a patch. So definitely, if you're interested in this, check it out. Or if you're interested in first-person dungeon crawlers on kind of any type of system, there's like easier ones like this that are kind of like good introductory games. There's downloadable ones for Wizardry on the PS3, but I think those are probably not the best starters. There's also Class of Heroes on the PS3 and PSP, which are probably good games for kind of starting out. And the original Class of Heroes actually does have an English translation, and it was originally supposed to be a Wizardry game, which is interesting. So it gives you a good kind of feeling of what types of games these are. So check those out if you want something in English, I guess. So yeah, that will end this impressions video, and I'll be back with more of these later. So see you next time.